Hi again guys, Max from Maximum Outdoors. Today we're in an incredible place, but one that holds a really truly sad past. We've tried to fly the drone over the area just to give you a real sort of in-depth view of it, but I'm going to pick the camera up now and show you some more of inside these buildings and kind of why they were made here, and what this whole place is doing and why it was forgotten in the first place. So let's just get to it, pick the camera up and I'll show you a few of the secrets really. So behind us is probably the best sort of conditions ruin. As you see with the drone and from the thumbnail, I try to get quite a good perspective on this. So this would have been a sort of traditional Welsh house, if you like. There would have been 2 floors here, and you're looking at sort of the front of the house there, and then this would have been an outhouse probably, where maybe the animals were kept. But as you can see, it was quarried straight off this face. So this cliff face probably came out here. And when you notice, when you take a closer view of the building itself, you'll see that all these stones, they were never actually cut. So these are obviously overlapped because this wall would have been stepped into this in the building process, and it probably would have had a traditional Welsh slate roof coming sloped angled off this. But if we move on along to the front of this building, there would have been a doorway here, and it would have been coming into the separate room. This was actually known as Baker's Row. There used to be a bakery here which probably would have served the community with their bread. And what you're looking at here, I've been told, is a bread oven. That might be the bread oven, I'm not sure exactly which one. There's very limited detailed knowledge of this place, but if we look over in the corner of the room here, you'll actually see that this is a spiraled staircase. You see these old stairs here. So if we were to walk up these staircases, we would now be in the upstairs of this house. You can tell in the corner of these, in these walls, these are where the floor joists would have sat into the walls. So this ground level would have been quite a lot further down. There's a buddleia growing in there. I think it's an elder actually. Anyway, taking a closer look, you'll find these old wrought iron pins in the walls, maybe hanging something at one point. So it's now pennywort growing in the joints in the block work. But you can see some of the original lime plaster that's left on the wall here, and that stone cracked in half. That would have laid flat across there. It's truly just lost in time here. We would have been walking through a doorway here. This was probably where the main joist sat. We come into another room in the house. Again, you can see the joists, holes into the wall. There's been a main beam there and smaller joists coming off. Beautiful angling on the windows. Who knows, maybe this was the front door. You can see the old pins here, which I'm guessing would have held the hinges on for the door. And it's insane that this beam has survived. I'm guessing it being oak, it's been not subject to rot for a long time. just the most amazing place. As a tribute to this place, and I'm going to talk more about the history of it, I'm actually going to relight the fire, and we're going to put smoke up the chimney for the first time in God knows when. Collecting some firewood here. I've got a small stick burning stove which I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, but the main reason I want to do it is to just to relight the fire in the hearth would be such a monumentally nice thing to do, and it's sort of a way of saying that we're still here. You can see in this chimney just the quality of the workmanship that they used. You see the flagstones that would be laid horizontally into this chimney, and then I think this would be more of a cooking fire. Maybe this was the bread oven, I'm not sure. That's the main fire to the house, and again the ground level would be a good 1.5 to 2 foot down from here. I feel a real strong connection when I come to these places. You know, these are our ancestors, and I feel like I'm coming back and I'm welcome here. It's unknown quite how old there was people residing in this area, but I'd like to think that personally it goes way back before history. A lot of places, a lot of cities in fact, have ancient Celtic settlements in them, and I think this, with this geographical location, and its geological location, I think it's just a prime area for residing. So everyone's probably wondering why this place is abandoned, and it was the first thing I thought when I came here and first visited the place. But it's quite a sad story. There were up to 30 families living along this hillside, and it's quite heavily sloped, and there's many tiers and the lovely dry stone walls. There was orchards here, probably vineyards at some point. But since the 1700s, and with the Enclosures Act set up by the UK Parliament, farmers with more wealth than others start enclosing their land off, laying hedgerows and fences, and the communal vast fields of the past start to come to a close. And unfortunately, people who didn't have as much wealth in terms of money, they were forced then to move away from the area and seek jobs in cities and towns, leaving everything they knew behind. Their true livelihoods were taken off them by the government. Unfortunately as well, later on, coming to the last of sort of the 1836, I think the last person moved away from this area, with the person that then bought the land, the person in power, put the rent up so high on the houses that the people could no longer afford to live here, and in turn that person then, the landowner at the time, came here and smashed the roofs in, smashed the doors in, took the windows away, took all the cattle, took all the livestock, that the people couldn't pay the rent to the landowner, and he took those and sold those in Abergavenny Market. So really it's a truly saddening place to be, at the same time as it being one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. But by me coming here and lighting the fire, I feel like I'm taking it back. I'm putting a bit of a stamp on it to say it's still our land. It's where we belong, and you can take the people away from it, but you can never take it from the people. You're gonna have to excuse me if the dates aren't 100% correct. There's no real written history about this place, and to be honest with you, I think that's really been hidden, and people may be embarrassed later on in their lives about their family and what might have happened here. the local parish has records of people living in the lower end of the village up till 1842 or something like this, and I think that was the last sort of family that died out. So up till quite recently, in terms of the whole scale of things, people have used this place as their home. So for anyone who hasn't seen these are the Bushbox LF. It's a fold-in, this one is stainless, it's a fold-in wood stove. Packed super light and compact. So just fold it down. And you've got these two here you can put through. Like so. Which stabilises the whole thing. I've actually made a little stainless mesh grill to sit over the top, just got steak and sausages on it. So in this bag we've got a load of birch bark that I collected pretty much throughout a lot of my videos, so if you haven't seen any of those, go and watch them. But this stuff is super flammable, it's full of natural oils that occur in birch bark, so we're going to start a fire with this. Pop a load in there quite sparingly because I have got a lot in this bag. The whole area is filled with dead ash trees, and along with dead ash tree grows King Alfred's cake or cramp balls or fire cakes, and I've got a couple of those as well that I've picked up on the way. I also found this horseshoe fungus. You can make a whole array of different things with these, so that's a nice find that's going to come home with me. I'm going to probably do a video on making a thing called a mardu. If you're not aware what a mardu is, then either wait for that video or go and look at someone else's YouTube channel to find out. I've got these are King Alfred's cakes, cramp balls, as I rather should say. These just lie on dead ash trees that have gone over, and when you break them in half, you can see that it's really quite fluffy, and I don't really know what to describe the inner. But when you take one of these and your fire steel that you've now lost, this in here, if we just angle the camera down here, so these really do catch an ember, sorry, a spark off the fire rod. Like so, see it there? And then you can use these to transport into others. But really, you can just leave them there and they'll smoulder for quite a while, so you can do it and sort the rest of your fire out. I know I say this on most of my videos, but this lovely knife was made by my good friend Chris Flint, and I absolutely love the tree on there. And I've got a matching ferro rod which was made by Neil Rowlands just to go with it. Beautiful pieces of kit. I've never actually tried to, if we just pick this up now, it's been smouldering for a good 5-10 minutes, and I've never tried to light the birch bark off these, so see if that works. Should do. maybe not. The stuff's quite good if you fluff it up and then scrape an ember off the ferro rod onto it, but we'll give it another go. Oh, it just gets super hot. Look at that. It's insane. Tell you what we'll do, we'll scrape a bit of that birch bark and we'll light it that way. It was just a trial and error thing really, but obviously it didn't work. That was my stomach, that was. Making loads of noises. Even bits like that will take a flame. See, we'll just add more to that. You can just put it out then. Just transport that over to the fire. Start feeding little sticks and such into it. Into the quite clear inferno. I have to put a camera down to do this. So there we are. You can see the smoke coming out the top of the chimney. Who knows when the last time the hearth was lit in this homestead, like, bar the time. Just brought the kidney can up to a rolling boil, and showed you this in the last video if you watched it, but in this little fruit shoot bowl I've got a mixture of coffee, milk and sugar that I just take out then to add to a boiling water. It's a nice little mug. So I've come out to sit in the sun and drink my cup of coffee. This place is now a listed ancient monument, and I think it was cleared, I want to say 6 years ago, by Cadw, which is a company in Wales that restore and look after ancient properties. Funny enough, there's a bit of irony there that Cadw is run by you-know-who and funded by you-know-who, same people in reality that kick the people off their land. So imagine that. Years of oppression, finally kick them off their land, smash the houses in, and then a few years later say, oh, we're looking after it and we're the good ones for keeping it how it is. What? Anyway, this coffee is dedicated to the people of the past and the families that lived here before, so I don't know if you believe in an afterlife or anything like that, but cheers. I'm not sure if I do, to be honest with you. Quite a scientific guy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that on the footage I've shown you the majority of what's here. There are so much more tucked away in various pockets of the woodland, but access to them is just insane, and I've walked quite a bit today up and down this bank. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do, it really does help the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers to everyone. I almost forgot, take some risks.